What's up my young Padawans, welcome back to the YouTube channel. Today we're going to go through the Oktagon 61 card. I'm going to pick some fights that I'm interested in. I'm going to give you my opinion, my betting opinion, my keys to victory, who's got the force. So let's not waste any time and let's get right into the card. Kicking off the prelims, we have the Tipsport Reserve match. This is between Attila and Agie. Now both of these guys were in a Tipsport Gamechanger. Unfortunately, like me, they lost their fights, but they got another chance due down to you guys. Not you guys, because you guys actually love me. Whereas 90% of Oktagon probably doesn't, as you can see by the voting. Damn. I think this is a very interesting fight and one that I'll be looking forward to seeing. However, I do feel like Agie has more ways to win in this fight. He has a more of a well-rounded game, but Attila has great stand-up. You know, he knows how to fight. They both know how to fight, but when I say Attila knows how to fight, he knows how to scrap and find his shots, as he did with the champ in round one, making it look like a controversial win for Paradisa. To my surprise, he blasted through Makwan. It looked like Makwan picked up an injury or something, which caused the stoppage. But I'm looking forward to this fight. I think if it stays on the feet, maybe Attila will be able to find his way. I believe it ends in a decision. And because of that, I believe that Agie's going to win. Agie's going to find more ways to get the fight up and down, mixing the whole MMA arsenal and just grind out that victory. It was a valiant performance against Tkota and almost controversial as well. So I'd bet for Agie to win this by decision. Next fight in the prelims that I'm interested in is Tkota versus the Mandalorian himself, George Staines. But obviously, I have a bit of biasry with this one, but let's try and keep it non-biased. This is a big step up in competition on paper for George Staines. Is he ready for this level of competition? I believe so. I believe he's got a nice, well-rounded game. Not really too many holes in his game. He can stand up, he can strike, and he also can wrestle. We've seen him get through competition, especially through the Oktagon challenge, how he rises to the occasion. He can maybe get hit, and that's probably where the downfall is on this fight. Whereas if Jakob can touch him with these squatty sort of strikes, then he can find victory through there. But I feel like George Staines gets this done any means necessary. Even if he gets dropped, he's still coming forward and he's still finding intelligent ways to win the fight. So I'm leaning with George Staines on this one. The force is strong. Next fight I'm interested in is Mate Sinekete versus Jack Cartright. I feel like this one's going to be a banger. Sinekete is massive for this weight category. Being a bantamweight and 6'1", man is going to be looking down at Jack Cartright. But the good thing about Jack Cartright is he is a savage. He don't care if you're tall, small, wide, skinny. He's coming for you. He wants to get these hands and land them on top of you. But this could also be a downfall. If he gets too aggressive, Sinekete could duck down from 6'1", yep, and get the takedown and make it a more of a difficult fight, like he had a very awkward fight with Jonas Sharp Teeth. This one's a hard one to bet on. I almost think it's a pick'em. I do believe it's a pick'em, regardless of what the betting odds are saying. But I feel like Jack Cartright has got a lot of power in his hands, and if he does touch Sinekete, I did see Sinekete shy away from the striking, even though it was a short match with Tkota. I did see him shy away from the striking, and if he does get touched with that chin nice and long, I do see him getting dropped by Jack Cartright. I'm going to go with Jack Cartright. I believe he can get it done. He's going to be more intelligent, more smarter than with the Jonas Jark fight, and intelligently put the pressure on and get the stoppage. Let's go. Moving on to the main card. The next fight I'm very interested in, just because he's a British boy as well, and you got one of your most popular Czech guys as well, Vladimir Langal versus Corey Fry. Now, this fight is it's quite interesting, and it's quite hard to tell what's going to happen. I do feel like Vladimir, down at this weight, performs a lot better. At lightweight, he just kind of seems to come in lazy. Corey Fry, again, he suits the weight division, kind of like a jack of all trades, the stoppages as well. I feel like it is a little bit of a step up in competition for Corey Fry. Vladimir is not super savage, but he's a very fan favorite. He likes to play to the crowd. He will come on. We did see him get chopped apart on the leg kick. So is Corey Fry going to implement that in his game? I really feel like that would help him. This one, I feel is a pick'em. in my opinion. I'm going to pick the British boy. May be able to take this down to the ground. I feel like Langal does not have no ground at all. And at least Corey Fry's got some, you know. These Corey Fry's got a decent overall game that he can do most things. So I believe that Corey Fry is going to be able to find it. I don't see really a stoppage in this fight, but I do see going to decision. Hopefully Corey Fry, outworks it. I don't know why I grabbed this. Outworks him. Betting this way. Another fight I'm super interested in, just because it's absolutely hilarious, is the man himself, slipper slap, AK-47, Andre Kasni versus Enos. How do you say his name? Inoyoninas Palalegudulos. Anyway, just even looking at the record, and I have seen a few fights and stuff, Kasni, he's got the power now. You know, people didn't really think, in my opinion, I didn't think he had power to knock someone out with one shot, but he's proved he has. And, you know, he's dangerous on the front foot, back foot, and I feel like this is going to play a big dividends in this fight. I am leaning with Andre Kasni for this fight. He should be able to get this done. Not any way he wants, maybe a TKO stoppage in round 2. Then moving on to what we came here for, the Tipsport Gamechanger semi-finals. Yes, I am still crying about not being in the semi-finals. Yes, I am still crying about that I was ill the day before my fight and had the worst weight cut, and it cost me, I believe it cost me the whole tournament. Fighting a 40% version of myself was just so frustrating. But this ain't about me. This is about these guys. And the better man won that day, and that was Mateusz Legursky. And he is in the semi-finals against Tkota, and this is a banger of a fight. Tkota, I would say he's undersized for a lightweight fighter, but he does carry a lot of speed, a lot of power, and that is going to play dividends against Mateusz Legursky. A lot of people have been saying, oh, he shut down Akon one list, so he's going to be fine with Tkota. Thank you for the compliment. You know, you're trying to say I'm a super amazing striker, dangerous and powerful. Yes, I know. I am actually those things. But that day I wasn't. Because, oh yeah. If you want to hear the whole story, it's linked here somewhere. Up there. But anyway, this fight, number 1 versus number 2. Sick. How do I see it going down? Legursky will get Tkota down to the ground. But can he hold him down to the ground? Like, who's going to impose their will more? Tkota has unbelievable belief in himself. He just keeps going and going. Don't matter what happens. If you knock him down, if you keep him dragged down to the floor, then he'll just do everything he can to get back up. Intelligently and unintelligently, but it works. You know, like kind of when Legursky jumped on my back and I just stood up. Right? And just blah, blah, blah. But if he gets on Ktota's back, gets into a position where Agie did, I believe that Legursky's going to have the whereabouts to be able to get that done. Not saying that Agie couldn't do that. I feel like Agie had a bit too much of a time struggling with on the stand-up side of things. Let's see how much Legursky is going to struggle with it. Yeah, he's not that quick and he's not that very skilled in stand-up. But with MMA, it's not just about how skilled you are in stand-up. It's also about mixing everything together. And that makes you more of an effective striker. So Legursky can be effective if he is playing the right tempo, playing the right moves, mixing up the grappling with it, using that big size, because he's a big lightweight and Tkota is not so much of a big lightweight. So that could really play its factor. But who do I think is going to win this fight? I do feel like this is a very tight fight. It's a classic striker versus grappler. But I think earlier on, Mateusz is going to struggle with Ktota's speed. He may be a bit tentative. And if he comes in tentative, I see Tkota getting a TKO finish on Mateusz. If it goes to decision, I believe it's going to go Legursky. If I had to bet, I put my money on black. No pun intended. I feel like the Black Panther, he's got too much confidence, and that's going to pay dividends right at the start of the fight. And that's going to be money in the bank right at the start of the fight. If he makes no mistakes, no silly mistakes, and he stays on the feet, and he gets back up to his feet, he's going to be able to grind it out. And I believe a stoppage is in there later on into the fight. I feel like Legursky's a bit too slow with that. He's great at countering, but the speed difference is going to be the one that makes a difference here. Speed kills. I'm going with the Black Panther. The next fight I'm interested in is Morav versus Asam. This fight is going to be very interesting. Another striker versus grappler match almost. Even though Askren can kind of do it all, the difference in striking though is very prominent. We got Morav, he's very good at kickboxing. He's got that kickboxing style, and you got Askren, he kind of like plods forward, but he just managed to turn it into a dogfight and gets you down, maybe gets the submission, TKO. I believe based on the last performances that Scott Askren's going to get this done. Scott Askren looked in great shape. I know sounds like I'm rooting for the British guys, but I have been looking around and I've been seeing Morav is a little bit older now. Does he have the same motivation to get this done? If he gets taken down to the ground, does he have that massive hole in the game? I believe so. So the difference on the feet is going to be prominent, but the threat of the takedown, the threat of the making it a dirty match from Askren could nullify that. And I feel like it's going to lean towards Askren. All the rounds are going to be done, and it's going to go to a decision. And I feel like Askren's going to be able to just knock that one. He may get knocked down a few times, maybe put that as a bet, but I'm betting on Askren to win the match overall. Then we're moving on to the main event. We got Ronald Paradisa versus Duque from Spain, all the way from Spain. My man surprised me. You know, he's got that dog in him. The last person we've seen who got that dog in him versus Paradis was Attila. He struggled with him. I don't feel like Duque's got the same striking as Attila and the same confidence. I feel like the confidence plays a lot factor in these fights. Do you feel like Paradis had a hard weight cut that day as well when he fought Attila? He's a big lightweight, he cuts down. Eat one more Jaffa cake, you're toast, bro. You ain't making weight. The champion had plenty of time as well in between the fights. I feel like Ronald is going to be able to get this one done on decision. Maybe stoppage, but I believe it's going to be a decision. If I had to bet, I would say overall, Ronald's going to be able to do it. He's too long. He knows how to use his frame really well, and he knows how to switch up the fight. When he was getting pressured by Attila, he did smartly, intelligently switch up the fight, take it down to the ground, and there's one of the things that saved him. I believe overall, yeah, he did win the match, but it was so close. A lot closer than people actually would thought. Anyway, guys, that has been my prediction for Oktagon 61. If you agreed or disagreed with my picks, let me know in the comment section below and we'll argue it out. Well, thank you so much, my young Padawans, and may the force be with you. Treason then.